For a while now, I've seen on Booktok the series The Priest by Sierra Simone and how much it was so hyped up. But was it really worth the hype? Like, how good of the dark romance was it? So, I've read the book, so you did not have to read it for yourself. Hello everybody, it is Paige. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I have read the series The Priest by Sierra Simone. So the first book is Priest, second book Sinner, and the third book Saint. So I've read all these three books, so therefore I can make a little video, make a video with all these three books in just one video. So I feel like it will be just a lot easier for me to explain to you guys. In my opinion, if it was truly worth the hype, like Booktok has said, and everybody said, oh yeah, there was a lot of smut in it and everything. So I'm just going to go into details, there you go, about the book. So, in my opinion, let me just get this out of the way. If you're very religious, if you do not like reading anything about your religion, especially about the Catholic religion, of having smut or anything, that I do not recommend this series to you. Or if you're a religious person, but you don't mind reading the smut, but you're all very against reading anything about gay romance or anything, then I would probably suggest you to read the first two books and then the last book, because the last book does talk about gay relationships. So since now that I have that aside, let me just get into it, explaining each book about it. So let's get into The Priest. This is one of my first book I prefer and everything. In my honest opinion, I feel like this should have just stopped where it was and not go into details about the brothers. So basically, for each book there are three brothers. For each book, it goes in details about the three brothers. So this one is about Tyler, who is a priest and everything. And what gets really dark is it does mention about his sister getting assaulted by a priest, and just causes chaos and everything between the families and everything. So Tyler became a priest, and he bumped into this really beautiful girl into the confession room booth thing, and they just ended up falling in love. And this was a perfect smut. There was a lot of smut. I mean, like, on the first page of the first chapter, there was already smut. And this, love there, fell in love. And obviously, I'm not going to spoil the end, but this was probably my favorite first book about the priest in the series. Then the second book is about Sean Paul. So the middle child, I think he is the oldest, I believe. And this was, okay, so Sean was not a typical brother. He was not, as soon as everything that happened to his sister, he left the church, left his religion. He's like, what's the point? You know, why did God allow this priest do this to my sister and everything? And so when he was growing up, he was definitely that type of boy where he would go out, drink, party, all that stuff, have a different girl every night in his room. But he was very good businessman, and that, what else? Then he met this woman at a random conference party, which ended up being one of his best friend's younger sister, and their age was like a huge age difference and everything, and she was becoming a nun. So her teacher at the time told her, do some experiment before you actually take your vows to become a nun, just so you don't regret anything. So she saw Sean after years of not seeing him and wanted to do those kind of stuff with Sean. Obviously, Sean felt very uncomfortable because it was his best friend's sister and the age. And he ended up falling in love with her and everything, and truly believed that she was going to her father's and everything. This second book was okay. Wasn't a huge fan. I feel like the ending was a bit rushed on it and everything. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. But last not by least, this is the book that I was saying in the beginning, that if you are not gay with like reading anything about anything gay related because you do not agree with, do not read the third book then. Because this is about Aiden, who was dating Sean's best friend, which his sister was dating, like married with Sean. And they were together the whole time when Sean was fooling around with his best friend's son, but his brother was fooling around with his best friends and everything. And then Aiden just randomly broke up with him and became a monk. And then he was exploring to go through Europe, different countries in Europe, to decide which place he wants to stay, to continue to become a monk and everything. And his ex-boyfriend tagged along to write down and everything because he became a journalist and wanted to write a journal about the monks and the beers, how to do the beers. And because he already did an interview at where he was staying before he left, Aiden. And then Aiden left to go over Europe, and he thought it was the best idea to tag along with Aiden. And then obviously things escalated. And this, I was not a big fan of the third book. This wasn't really that smart. And Aiden was the most out of the brothers who truly struggled with the whole situation with his sister and between the two families of him, his family and then his boyfriend's family, because there was a big argument that happened between those two families. And I feel like it was not talked about enough, because I feel like that would have been a lot of important, because Aiden expressed himself, oh yeah, I felt sad, but I didn't realize it was that type of sad that everybody was coming to talk to me about. And I just wish it was talked more about how the whole situation truly affected me, because it looked like from the two other brothers, yeah, it affected them in a way, but more so with the religion, like with the beliefs, but nothing more about their personal lives, like it did towards Aiden. So I just wish that was talked a lot more about him, and why he truly wanted to become a monk and everything. And I also feel like the ending of this book about Aiden was just rushed. It wasn't like explaining, okay, what happened when his ex left 2 weeks earlier than expected and everything. What happened? How did he improve? Like after leaving and being a monk, like and everything. I feel like it was not explained enough. So, for me personally, I would not recommend this series to anyone who's very, very religious, because it does talk about smut and everything, especially the first book from Tyler, where it truly talks about how the priest assaulted their sister at a very young age and how she took her life. And I also would not recommend the third book, The Saint, where it talks about how Aiden is pursuing a gay relationship. I would not recommend this series to anyone for that. But it's really worth the book, the hype, like the Booktok was saying. No, me personally, I don't believe it was definitely worth the hype. The first book, I can see the 100% the hype and everything, but these two books, I don't see the hype and everything. That's my beliefs. So out of the whole series, I think I would have to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars and everything. But I would say this is a very easy book. If you're that type of person who's just truly like smart, but not like a lot, like compared to maybe The Haunting Island, then I would probably recommend this. But if you are very sensitive, they do not talk about a lot about what happened to the sister. But that's for me personally. I can handle reading that no matter whether there's a lot of topics about that or not. But even just just one mention it, just a one like sentence, and it triggers you, that I would not suggest you guys reading this series then. and everything. But yes, that is my personal opinions about this book. I probably would not read this series again because I was just very hard. It was very an easy read, but it's just after these two books, I just had it really difficult getting into the reading and everything. So that is my book review on this series, The Priest by Sierra Simone. If you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up because it really helps out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I do upload every Wednesday. And don't forget to follow all my social media to keep update on what I'm doing, what is my next reading and all that, which will be all down below in the description box. And I see you guys in my next video. Bye.